Transit, a pilot program implemented in 2019 in the Rockville and Glenmont-Wheaton areas, remains suspended in response to COVID-19. Bus riders should check the status of their usual buses before leaving for their bus stop.
We will continue to monitor transportation conditions throughout the day. When those conditions change, this station is updated with up-to-date transportation information to aid you in your daily commute.
Traffic signal to be in flashing operation at Brookville Road at Summit Avenue. Please use caution when approaching this intersection.
Beginning Monday, August 24th through Friday, August 28th, during daytime work hours, 9 a.m. through 5 p.m., we will see significant traffic disruptions due to construction activities around 7272 Wisconsin Avenue, Maryland 355. Between Elm Street and Bethesda Avenue, southbound traffic will be reduced to a single lane. Flagging operation as well as signage will direct pedestrians and motorists through the work zone during that time. Outside daytime construction hours, the west sidewalk and right lane of the southbound Wisconsin Avenue between Elm Street and Bethesda Avenue will remain closed at all times as construction access as well as staging continues.
On Monday, July 13, 2020.
Because we had a very robust agenda item on our council session with the interview from Mr. Madalino, so I think we should go ahead and get started. So with the GO committee, we have two items. We have expedited bill 40-20, uniform traders license fee, and we also have executive regulation 2619, employee compensation. So we will get started on the first item, and my colleagues also, since there's not that many of us, can just raise your hand or text me, whichever works fine. So this particular bill, 40-20, licensing and regulations, uniform traders license fee, is sponsored by lead sponsors, council members Glass and Friedson, and co-sponsors, council members Navarro, Rice, and Albornoz, also council president Katz. It was introduced on September 15th, 2020, and a public hearing is tentatively scheduled. Well, actually, it was already done this afternoon. This bill would select a uniform trader's license fee under state law. The license fee would be $15. We do have with us today also Councilmember Glass. I welcome you joining us in this committee. Let me start by asking Councilmember Friedson. I know he's wanted to speak and talk a little bit about the bill, and I'll turn it over to Councilmember Glass, and then we will start a conversation with Ms. Wellens walking us through the packet, and also I see Mr. Coveyou is here as well in case we have any other questions, etc. So turn it over to Councilmember Friedson.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for that, and thank you for hastily scheduling this hearing at Councilmember Glass and my request in order to get this through so that it can actually support and help the retailers, restaurants, and businesses who need it the most. And this isn't everything, but it's something. It's part of a long list of actions that this council has tried to take in order to help our local businesses who are struggling during this pandemic, and particularly those businesses that have inventory to relieve the administrative burden from having to go through value and report it, and from having to pay hundreds of dollars a year for many businesses to do it. It may not be the difference between keeping their lights on and not, but it is a way to support them and help them at a time when they really need it. And this really dates back, this trader's license dates back to the 1800s. That's where this comes from. It's an archaic situation, an archaic system, some of the many bureaucratic challenges that we face. And so this is, what I would consider to be an important but a modest gesture to help those businesses that really need it. I appreciate the fact that we have the full support of the county executive and the executive branch on this, who want to, as soon as we pass this as a council, which we're expecting will happen, the executive branch will join with us, which is required by the state enabling legislation to opt out, to allow for the $15 across the board fee as opposed to the hundreds of dollars that it had been previously, and to allow this to go into effect starting January 1st, which is about as quick as we move in government. So appreciate Councilmember Glass's partnership and leadership on this. Appreciate council colleagues in the executive branch, council president who knows a thing or two because he's seen a thing or two when it comes to the trader's license as a local small business and local retailer for many years. And so I just wanted to express that and reflect the fact that this is part of reopening grants and public health emergency grants and the 3R initiative and all of the teleworking grants and all the different ways that we have tried to step up. Each of them alone aren't going to be the difference, but hopefully all of them together will make a meaningful impact and demonstrate to the business community that we understand and are empathetic to the challenges right now of employing our friends and neighbors, of keeping our economy going, keeping their lights on, putting everything into a business, and making sure that we can keep it afloat as we get through this public health emergency and hopefully move into a stronger, more vibrant economy for everybody in the county. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Councilmember Glass.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm glad I'm here with you all and my friend, Mr. Friedson, for working on this endeavor, which, quite frankly, is very modest, but it is a sign that we are willing to do whatever we can to help our retailers during this incredible time of need and uncertainty. And in doing a little research on this trader's fee, a statewide law, it was shared with me that this is something that was created back in the 1800s, right? When we were actually counting commodities. And it has taken a life of its own. My dogs agree with this bill, by the way.
They do, yeah, they do.
2 paws up. But, for something that was created hundreds of years ago in the 1800s, and to see what it has morphed into, for us to be able to look at it and realize that it's not really a good way to manage success of businesses or to even, quite frankly, support government operations, because the fiscal note is so modest, which is why this is a modest bill. But it is a step in the right direction, and as we all have agreed during this pandemic, there are so many other things and so many things in government that we need to take a look at and evaluate, and as the times dictate, decide whether or not we want to continue those practices. And so here's a case where I think we are retiring an antiquated practice and leveling the playing field for our retailers and giving them a little economic relief during this crisis. So I yield back and thank you all for your work and support of our efforts.
Thank you, Councilmember Glass. Council President Katz.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, and I will be brief, and I do apologize for not getting on right away. This morning I didn't have the difficulties that others had, so I had to have the difficulties this afternoon to try to get on. But anyhow, thank you. And I just want to thank my colleagues, Councilmember Friedson and Councilmember Glass, for doing this bill. This bill, you use the word modest, and it's modest, but it's money that somebody else can keep to keep their lights on, and that's exactly what this is about. It was interesting to me, though. This is only in Montgomery County. It is not in the municipalities. They would have to waive in. So hopefully they will see the light of the day and that they will waive in as well, because it certainly is something that small businesses, and in the case of in Gaithersburg as an example, the amount of businesses that have left Lake Forest Mall, the amount of businesses that are no longer there really is something that is necessary to try to keep them so that they can stay longer and do a better job. And as I mentioned before, I always thought it didn't make any sense anyhow, because if the more inventory I can sell, the more inventory I have, the more inventory I could sell, the more sales tax the state of Maryland got. So I just think this is logical, and I'm appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, let me turn it over to Mr. Cavaillou to see what he can share from the executive side, and then Ms. Wellens, you can just walk us very briefly through the packet since it's a pretty straightforward proposal. Mr. Covey.
Sure. Thank you for having us. The executive is in favor of this. He wished it could be more, make it more progressive, make it better for the smaller retailers and wholesalers and all. But it's a binary question. We either make it uniform and adopt the $15 per entity fee, or you just keep these tiered fees that are already there. And this is, of course, collected and administered by the clerk of the circuit court. It shows up in our budget, obviously, 700 plus thousand in FY18, something like that. So, as Mr. Glass noted, it's not a huge amount of money, and that's pretty much it. Once you pass it, once it becomes law, we will do our part and reach out to the Maryland Controller and SDAT and fill out whatever forms they demand of us to get it noted that Montgomery County has adopted the uniform fee, and then the uniform fee will be in place January 1st for all the traders' licenses.
Excellent. Thank you. Ms. Wellens.
Thank you, Madam Chair and council members. So the bill has been discussed thoroughly, and as Chair Navarro mentioned, the public hearing occurred today, in which we had speakers, Delegate Carr and the local chambers of commerce speak in favor of the bill. Just a couple of clarifications or supplements to the staff packet. One being that in the addendum to the staff packet at Circle 2 in the fiscal note, I just wanted to clarify, and President Katz really already made this clarification, but this bill would not, the county's opt-in to this $15 flat fee would not extend to the municipalities. As the council president said, they would need to do make their own decisions to opt into that $15 flat fee if they wish to do so. And then the only other thing I would bring your attention to is in the addendum it's Circle 7 elaborates upon the economic impacts much more than I did so in the initial, the text of the memorandum. And so, for example, it says that the savings to businesses, OLO is estimating that they would generate in excess of $1 million in total output to the economy. And of course, there are many other details and assumptions going into the OLO report, and I'm happy to try to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So are there any particular questions that my colleagues have? I think everybody spoke obviously very positively. So I think without objection, we can adopt the bill as recommended. Yes? All right. So we will do that. Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Happy to take yes for an answer. Thank you, Madam Chair.
You are all good.
I love these quick and efficient committee sessions. Thank you.
They are. Awesome. All right. So we have our second item, and this is review. This is to review and make recommendations to the full council on Executive Regulation 26-19, employee compensation. We do have here Mr. Attila, Director of the Office of Human Resources, and Mr. Craig Howard did prepare a packet for us. So basically on July 30th, the executive transmitted Executive Regulation 26-19, employee compensation for Method 1, council review. And the proposed regulation amends the personnel regulations to incorporate changes for salary setting policies for applicants and employees to comply with the pay equity provisions of Montgomery County Code 33-25. Also requires OHR director to seek approval by a designee of the CAO to set a salary above the midpoint for an applicant for a position in OHR. It says in our packet and in the transmittal of the executive notes that while the proposed regulation formally amends the personnel regulations, county departments have been following the provisions and requirements of the Pay Equity Act, and council staff is recommending approval of the regulation as submitted by the executive. And my daughter's dog also approves of this particular submission. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Howard to walk us through any additional points. And if Mr. Atila has anything else also to share, that would be great. I also see Mr. Gorman here from the Office of Human Resources. Mr. Howard.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. And we can keep the train rolling and be efficient and quick on this item as well. You've summarized everything very well, Chair Navarro. It's just some changes to the personnel regulations to conform the regulations with the Pay Equity Act, which is already in effect, and the county and the departments have been following. In addition, the provision that the OHR director seek approval from a designee of the chief administrative officer for hiring someone in their department came from a recommendation made by the inspector general. So that's another addition that I think makes sense. We included the formal transmission and the fiscal impact statement, and there's no fiscal proposed or anticipated fiscal impact with this from these regulations. With that, I can turn it over to Mr. Atila if there's anything he wants to add. But council staff recommends approval.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. I appreciate it. I think these two things are, in my opinion, hashtag no-brainers that definitely needs to be implemented and move on. But I do want to speak that I for the OHR piece of it, I definitely, even if it wasn't a recommendation from the OIG report, that's something that we should have done it anyways. I don't think that OHR should be subject to a different standard where we are the approver for everybody else and then nobody oversees OHR's hiring decisions. So I think this is a great accountability and transparency tool. More than happy to add that layer. And we have been actually operating under that for all of our hiring decisions so far, even though it wasn't in the regulations, the same as the pay equity. So now that we're closing the loop on those two items, but making it official and adding into the personnel regulations. So happy to see this is happening. I don't have any further comments, but happy to answer if you have any questions.
Thank you very much. I think this is a very important step forward. I mean, as you mentioned, it's great to hear that that's already been taken into consideration and has been being implemented. But of course, these regulations are really important to make sure we close the loop, as you said, and for the county to move on in this direction. Very important one, especially for women. So I appreciate that very much. And I don't see any requests for comments from my colleagues. So without objection, I think that we can adopt the regulations as proposed. Is that all right? Okay, well, thank you so much. Great work. So the GO committee now is going to adjourn, and we will be coming back to an audit committee. And I believe there's a different Zoom link for that is what I was told. Okay, so we will leave this and come back right away. Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Stay safe and healthy.
You too. Take care, everybody.